Naitwa Amos Motisia. Ni member Mkono Poa.
Good morning, members. Good morning. Good morning, all of you. I am Josephine Kehama. I'm a full member of Mkono Poa.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rosemary Jerry.
I'm Jambo. I'm a Borough member.
Mkono Poa, oye! 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 I'm a full member of Mkono Poa. My name is Alfred Buku. Sorry I kept you waiting. I'm very late and I'm very sorry. I ran into some problems. There was something I was printing in the morning. There was no internet, there was no power. I had to move with the office to other places. So bear with me. Asanteni sana.
So, thank you very much. Now, I've lost my job. My boss has come.
Inaugural general meeting for members of Mkono Poa Housing and Cooperative Society Limited held at Bruce Hotel Roy. Members present: Rasaras K. Ikari was recording, David Bogonamu, number 3 Regina Dida, Pauline Wajiro, Jane Rose Toto, Peterson Nyaga, Joseph Nyaga, Joseph Boro, Rael Gichunge, Ruth Kemani, Joyce Mohoho, Grace Wayaki, Chris Karanja, Ferris Joki, that is Embakasi County Cooperative Officer. Apologies, we had Joyce Jerry Kenywa, Raphael Mavizu, Stephen Muzue, Sophia Moreidi, Cecilia Jero, Amos Mutisia, Peter Njogu Mwaura. Minute 1, on 13th January 2018. The meeting started with a word of prayer read by Ruth Kimani. The agenda was adopted and the main items covered included prayers, welcome, chairman's speech, appointment of bankers, auditors, budget, borrowing powers, indemnity, elections, and any other business. Members were introduced to Ferris Joki, that is Embakasi County Cooperative Officer. Minute 2 on 13th January 2018, Chairman's speech. The main highlights of the speech were: this is the first birthday of Mkono Poa as a legal entity, need to increase members, Mkono Poa achievement including establishment of an office, support from Embakasi Cooperative Office, thanking interim officials, annual general meeting as a statutory requirement, vision and objectives of Mkono Poa, mechanisms of raising funds, implementation of investment decisions of annual general meeting. In future, all members will be given a copy of the chairman's speech. The chairman's speech was proposed by Joseph Geti Hamboro and seconded for adoption by Rael Mwonjia Gichuge. Minute 3 on 13th January 2018, appointment of bankers. Members agreeing to open a current bank account with the Cooperative Bank of Kenya at Embakasi Junction, branch next to Tanjimal. The choice was proposed by Peterson Mureithi Nyaga and seconded for adoption by Pauline Wanjiro Gaido. Minute 4, appointment of auditors. As a cooperative, the books must be audited at the end of every financial year. The Department of Cooperative Development has a list of approved auditors. The name of Jackson Maina Gachao and the company auditors was floated, also but members opted for the government auditor. The choice was proposed by Peterson Mureithi Nyaga and seconded for adoption by Joseph Boro. Minute 5. Budget. by the members. The proposer was Ruth Kemani and seconded for adoption by Rael Gechunge. On 13th January 2018, borrowing powers. Members gave a mandate to officials to borrow money. The cooperative officer guided members on the legal requirement for borrowing as: number 1, certificate of borrowing; 2, security; 3, meeting to pass the borrowing. Members agreed not to go beyond 30% of planned total. It was agreed Mkono Poa can borrow up to 3 million shillings this financial year. The amount was proposed by General Toto and seconded for adoption by Peterson Moreithi Nyaga. Minute 7, indemnity. Members' contribution and resources must be guarded, protected, and in case money is lost, the officials are made to pay. Officials must sign indemnity forms before a commissioner of oath. Members agreed that where officials fail to identify the person responsible for the lost money, all the officials will jointly pay back to members in the case of loss. Officials agreed that they will each pay 500,000 shillings as indemnity for any loss of funds for this financial year. This was proposed by Joseph Boro and seconded for adoption by Regina Dinda Kimiru. Minute 8, elections. The following were elected as officials of Mkono Poa Housing Cooperative Society. At the end of the year, a third of the officials will have to retire, but they are eligible for re-election. Those elected were: we had David Bogonamu, who was proposed by Peterson Nyaga and seconded by Joyce Muhoho. There was Lazarus K. Ngare, proposed by Peterson Nyaga, seconded by Joyce Muhoho. General Toto, proposed by Lazarus Gary, seconded by Regina Dida. Number 4, we had Peterson Nyaga, proposed by Ruth Kemani, seconded by Regina Dida. Number 5, Rael Gichunge, proposed by Ruth Kemani, seconded by General Toto. Ruth Kemani, number 6, proposed by David Bogo, seconded by Pauline Wanjiro. Number 7, we had Peter Mwaura, proposed by Ruth Kemani, seconded by David Bogo. Number 8, we had Chris Karanja, proposed by Grace Waiyaki, seconded by Peterson Nyaga. Number 9, there was Cecilia Wanja, proposed by Pauline Gaido, seconded by David Bogo. Supervisory. Number 1, we had Joyce Wairimo Mohoho, proposed by Regina Dida, seconded by Joseph Boro. Number 2, we had Joseph Boro, proposed by Pauline Wanjiro, seconded by Grace Waiyaki. Number 3, there was Rafael Mavinso, proposed by Pauline Gaido, seconded by Regina Dida. The management committee members shall meet within 7 days after the inaugural general meeting and elect the executive office bearers and also elect officials for other desired committees, for example, educational, investment, marketing, etc. The education committee is chaired by the vice chairman. The supervisory committee shall also meet within 7 days and elect their chairman. Elected officials will sign indemnity and wealth declaration forms. Any other business? Number 1, keeping time during meetings is essential as the meeting should start at the scheduled time. Number 2, alternative and more conducive meeting venue to be considered in the future. Number 3, a full member must make average daily contributions of at least 100 shillings, buy at least one equity share valued at 5,000, in addition to the 2,000 membership fee. Equity shares earn dividends and bonuses, and one can buy as many shares as possible, so long as it is within the said legal limits. Number 4, members to update their contribution and confirm with the treasurer. Number 5, monthly meetings to be held on every second Sunday of the month between 3 to 4 p.m. promptly. Number 6, next meeting will be on 11th February 2018. There being no other business, the meeting ended with a word of prayer read by Joyce Wairimo Muhoho at 5:15 p.m.
A second, I propose a member who was there present during that meeting. Can we have somebody proposing that was what was discussed? What is your name? Pauline Gaido. Is a proposer. Can we have a seconder? Somebody who was in that meeting? No, let's take her. What is your name? Joyce Moho. Thank you very much for that. So, Rising your concern, we will jump that one because I think exhaustively, unless they have any concerns, those who are there. Moho, sure you don't have any concerns. All the meetings being on second Sunday of every month, and So that is item number 4. So now we go to item number 5, supervisory report. Or we start with the chairman. Oh, then I beg your pardon.
Officer, Madam Phyllis Joki, distinguished guests, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Before you is your chair, David Bogo Namu, a proud member of Mkono Poa. Now, kindly allow me to read the chairman's report, and I'll start. The chairman's report presented to the members of Mkono Poa Housing Cooperative Society Limited at the first A.G.M. held on today 14th April 2019 here at Savannah Lodge, Bologna. On behalf of Management Committee, it is my pleasure to welcome you all to our first annual general meeting here at Savannah Lodge. It gives me great pleasure being with you all on this special occasion. Today marks yet another milestone in the history of Mkono Poa. On 13th of January 2018, a child Mkono Poa was born. It was the day we held our inaugural general meeting at Bulusame Hotel at Ruai Town. Today, 1 year later, here at Savannah Lodge, Bologna, we are yet again witnessing what I've described as the baptism of the same child. Ladies and gentlemen, our baby, Mkono Poa, is healthy, energetic, and growing as ever. Overview. Over the last year, we demonstrated to all and sundry that we have a vision to deliver and a good number of members who truly believe we have solutions to some of our challenges bedeviling our society, including poverty, indecent living conditions, and unemployment. Today, we celebrate all the 83 members of Mkono Poa who have acquired one or more plots with Mkono Poa, and hence living true to a clarion call. You need a place you can call home. Finish. You need a place you can call home. The journey begins now. My assurance to them is that all the documents of every land purchased by Mkono Poa are safe in right hands. Ladies and gentlemen, 2017-2018 financial year was a challenging period for all stakeholders in the real estate industry. We all witnessed a hostile political climate during the repeat of presidential elections, where every investor was in a state of wait and see. Secondly, we might throw a hand of troubled Gakuyu real estate and Egesa Sacco, among others, and it has become a trend wherever we go to hear comments like, "I hope this is not another Gakuyu." Notably though, the real estate industry in Kenya still remains on the lead in wealth creation among Kenyans. Leadership of Mkono Poa remained focused throughout the year. So sorry. Allow me just to switch off this thing. The real estate industry in Kenya still remains on the lead in wealth creation among many Kenyans. The leadership of Mkono Poa remained focused throughout the year and did not disappoint. Being our first year in business, we ignored all the noise in the industry. And since we had no idea how things look like without noise. That is how we managed to turn tables. With 46 active members and the seed capital of 1.3 million, we emerged 10 million strong by close of the year, 31st December 2018. Membership of Mkono Poa has continued to grow rapidly, and I'm happy to report that to date, we are a proud family of over 135 members. Seed capital. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a very bright idea and no capital to grow that idea, it remains just that, an idea. Our first project, Genesis 1, was acquired some 10 months ago in June last year. At that time, we were a young family of less than 25 active members. We managed to secure a deal at a time when some of us started wondering whether our bright idea would ever kick off. In our bank account, we had less than 150,000 as our seed capital. And new members were not in a hurry to join since we not have products like other established housing cooperatives. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now clear in our minds that one can make money without money if one has a well thought out vision. We have since replicated that success in our subsequent 2 deals and with great success. That is how we accumulated assets worth 10 million by the end of last year with that mega seed capital of 1.3 million. As much as we plan, we are alive to the reality that many organizations have gone down because of poor governance. We also appreciate the fact that fixing governance is not an instant cup of coffee. It requires resources to establish credible systems and structures, and as well as establishing an effective secretariat. We shall stay focused on issues of governance and upholding discipline. Lastly, election of members of management and supervisory committees. During the inaugural general meeting, members opted to elect 9 members to the management committee at a time when our bylaws stated 7 members. They also elected 3 members to the supervisory committee. 12 members attended our inaugural general meeting, and considering we elected 12 leaders, it goes without saying why almost every member ended up as a leader. Today, we have over 130 members from whom to elect committed and visionary members. Of the 3 elected members of the supervisory committee, 1 member, Rafael Movezo, resigned, and the management committee co-opted 1 more member, Mr. Joseph Kuria, to join supervisory committee. The elected members of the Supervisory Committee include Madam Joyce Mohoho, Mr. Joseph Boru. The two above will remain in office for another 1 year term. Of the 9 elected members of the Management Committee, 2 members resigned for various reasons, while 3 members were dropped for non-attendance of meetings. The Management Committee co-opted 3 members, Mr. David Godho, Mr. Alfred Doku, and Mr. Ken Kadorima. The elected members of the Management Committee include David Bogonamu, Chairman, Dr. Lazarus Gare, Vice Chairman, Ruth Wagare Kimani, Treasurer, Cecilia Waja Jero, Secretary, Acting Secretary. The above 4 will remain in office for another 1 year term. All the co-opted members of Supervisory Committee and Management Committee will step down. They have all expressed their interest to be elected back. Therefore, vacant positions are 3 for the Management Committee and 1 for the Supervisory Committee. Last but not the least, way forward, there are 4 key strategic decisions that I feel, if implemented this year, will go a long way in improving matters of planning, governance, capitalization, accountability, service delivery, and transparency. Briefly, 1, acquisition of information and financial management software. I just listed. 2, employment of a substantive Mkono Poa manager. This single decision is important. The manager will, among others, assist in ensuring total compliance with the Cooperative Act, bylaws, and established rules and regulations. He will also assist in drafting and implementing policies approved by the Management Committee. 3, training of committee members and development of a strategic plan. 4, growing our shareholding. 5, robust marketing strategy. 6, reward system for members, employees, marketers, and all stakeholders. 7, bylaws. The committee has identified some areas to be amended so that we can align our bylaws with our activities. We have heeded the advice from our supervisor to postpone the ratification of the same until such a time when we have consulted widely. Therefore, it's my hope that the committee members elected today shall accord this document first priority to ensure members' aspirations are taken care of. In conclusion, allow me to thank all of you once again for listening to me. God bless you. God bless Mkono Poa. God bless Kenya. David Bogonamu, Chairman, April 2019, signed. Thank you for listening.
That was the chairman's report. Can we have a proposal in this regard?
For adoption, then if you want to any clarifications, then you can ask it after the adoption has been done through a proposal in a second.
Thank you very much for that. Can we have a proposal?
The chairman's report has been read. Have you heard it?
Simesikika proposal kwa pale.
Give us your names. Stephen Perito Gali. Oh, Stephen Perito Gali. Thank you very much. Can we have a second? So at least you can have now, it is adopted now. Now we can react.
And the management committee, as per the Cooperative Act, these are equal in the line of operations. So when you come to the issue of co-option, I think we should now focus on the the supervisory committee co-opting a member in case a need arises. It is not for the management committee to co-opt a member on behalf of the supervisory. I think the cooperative officer can agree with me as per the Cooperative Act. The other issue is that on the strategic way forward, I feel now that we are a young organization, we should not just focus on the management committee getting trained. We have 3 governance organs, and I would plead that all of them get trained. That is the management committee, the supervisory committee, and the secretariat. That's my contribution.
Any other reaction?
If there is no other concern, then we shall go to the next, which is the supervisory report. And we have the supervisory report.
Our cooperative officer, Madam Phyllis Njoki, our government auditor, Mr. Fred Osire, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Kindly allow me to give you the apologies of our chairman, supervisory committee, Mr. Joseph Mboro, who is away on official assignment. And also kindly allow me to introduce to you again Mr. Joseph Kuria, who has been a member of supervisory committee. And the person reading you the report, I'm called Joyce Wairumu Mohoho. I've been the secretary, supervisory committee, and this is the report for supervisory committee report for the period ending 31st December 2018 to the annual general meeting held on 14th April 2019 at Savannah Lodge Hotel, Biluni. The members of supervisory committee are Joseph Mboro Getiha, the chairman, Joyce Mohoho, the secretary, Joseph Kuria, a member. Introduction. The supervisory committee is comprised of the above 3 members, and the core mandate of the committee is to act as an internal auditor and work hand in hand with the management committee in realizing the society's objective. Second item, the committee meetings. The committee has been able to hold several meetings, both formally and informally, and the said meetings have culminated into preparation of this report, and that is now tabled to the A.G.M. There have been 4 formal meetings, of which the initial one was familiarizing ourselves with committee mandate and scope of our work. The other formal meetings dealt with supervisory role, which was specific to auditing the transaction of the society, from recruiting members, members' contributions, purchase of land, distribution of land to members by selling to them, as well as payment of purchase price, processing of members' share certificates, as well as non-members, and members' ownership document recruitment, and recruitment of employees, financial statement, bookkeeping, record management, and general accounting, as well as management of the societies in general. On the informal meeting, the committee has been able to participate in activities arranged by the management committee, which activities have helped in unravel some areas of concern that need to be addressed in streamlining the operation of society to attain its desired goals. And the findings, being the 4 items, as follows. The committee came up with the following finding while conducting its mandate. 1, that the management, which was a commendation, the management has tried its level best in keeping records and books of account. We, as the supervisory committee, can confirm to you members that Mkono Poa is registered and has a registration certificate. The other finding we found was, in the item number 2, that recruitment process was going on smoothly and on a high rate. Among the other findings, we found that there was need for strategic plan that incorporate all departments in the society and vision for future growth. The item number 4 in our finding, that the need for projected estimates, budget in any proposed form for various activities such as human resource and planning, marketing budget, secretariat budget, committee allowances budget. The supervisory committee also got concerned on the sub-item of 4, committee allowances, and in that, money paid for allowances, which is in fact significant expensive in financial statement. Number 6, the review of the total expenditure in the financial year is relatively high compared to the income for the year ending 31st December 2018, that resulting to a deficit in the year. Also, among the other findings, they found that the advocate for the society also acted as the advocate for the vendor while purchasing 2 or 3 parcels of land. That is Genesis 2 and Camp David, which the committee found there was no prudence in that. Then item number 8, and mind you, these were finding up to 31st December 2018, because we are reporting about the year that has ended. So as at now, maybe much of this has also changed. That a lot of money remained uncollected for phase 2 in respect to the land purchase, despite the society venturing into the acquiring more land. Together with the findings, these were the recommendations that the committee came up with. And one is, if Mkono Poa can put in qualified secretariat with knowledge in cooperative management and development to be employed. The other one is that the management committee arrange for training for both management and supervisory, that members of specific committee clearly identify their roles and mandate and their scope. The other one was the management committee to prepare a strategic plan to help in guiding the organization, that is Mkono Poa, in future. Also, the other recommendation was, if the budget estimate for different departments to be developed to facilitate prudency in financial management. Then the other recommendation was the management committee to try and reduce the expenditure in line with the income of the organization. This is important to consider the sustainability of the expenditure when making priorities of expense. And the other finding was the advocate for the society. If the advocate for the society could act for the advocate for the society, or the as opposed to both in terms of acting for the vendors at the same time as the society. And in conclusion, the supervisory committee took note on the enthusiasm with the management committee in ensuring that growth and well-being of the society